Pacquiao is known as one of the most dynamic offensive fighters in boxing's history. His style can be described as a combination of various archetypes due to his unique skill set. However, he is often identified as a swarmer due to his aggressive, high-volume punching approach that overwhelms opponents with flurries. Pacquiao had just captured the WBC 135 title from David Diaz, but given the opportunity for a dream match against boxing's cash cow, he wasted no time in moving up 2 weight divisions from 135 to 147 to face off against the Golden Boy. De La Hoya was a boxer puncher. Going into the fight, it seemed as this classic puncher versus boxer showdown, but to everyone's surprise, Pacquiao showcased to the world how he was beyond just a puncher swarmer by showing his outfighting. In today's breakdown, we will focus on his skill set and strategies implemented by Pacquiao as he showcased his outboxing ability to defeat De La Hoya and send him into retirement. Coming into the fight, this was Pacquiao's very first fight at welterweight. De La Hoya had to move down from 154 to 147 to make weight, as he was seen as the bigger man coming into the fight. In a matchup where size is one of the biggest factors, the smaller man would typically have to figure out how to effectively get into range whilst minimizing damage in order to get off punches and then find an exit to reset. A few factors allowed Pacquiao to seamlessly employ his game plan, first of which was the core foundation to his entire offense, which was maintaining range. One of Pacquiao's biggest strengths was his speed, thanks to his powerful legs that provided him agility and explosiveness. This aided in his footwork against the bigger man. It was important that Pacquiao stayed at a distance where he could get in and out with his shots while avoiding De La Hoya's reach. With constant angle changes and taking short back and forth steps, Pacquiao kept De La Hoya from planting his feet, making it complicated for him to find his range. These subtleties of constant range changes is what kept De La Hoya's offense at bay, as he couldn't even get his lead punch off to start any sort of offense, limiting his offensive opportunities, keeping him at a rhythm as his punches fell short. The small steps backwards forced De La Hoya to step in with his punches. When he miscalculated his range, he would often overstep, resulting in smothering his offense. In a matchup between an orthodox versus southpaw fighter, it could be harder to land a jab because the fighters' leads are typically lined up against each other. This means the jabbing hand of one fighter is positioned further away from their opponent's head compared to the traditional orthodox versus orthodox matchup. Pacquiao's offense didn't rely on his jab to land at a high rate. In this fight, out of 252 jabs thrown, he landed only 29, totaling a 12% landing rate. Instead of focusing on landing his jab, Pacquiao instead used it as a tool for range control and to set up his power punches. De La Hoya found it hard stepping into range to set up his offense, as Pacquiao clogged the lanes, pumping the jab as a threat. When De La Hoya got a little too close for comfort, the jab was used to push him back, forcing De La Hoya to cover up and reset. Sometimes, the best defense is your own offense. The more De La Hoya got pushed back, the less time he had of setting up. But ultimately, the jab was used to get into position to set up the lightning left hand.
Pacquiao, double jab, straight left hand through there.
The late Larry Merchant defined this fight best by describing it as death by 1,000 left hands. In the southpaw versus orthodox fight, the lead cross proves to be one of, if not, the most devastating punch in the matchup. Unlike the jab, the lead cross benefits from a different angle of attack. The lead cross can come at a more direct line towards the opponent's head, making it more difficult to defend against, especially if one can beat their opponent to the outside angle. Pacquiao broke a lot of rules in boxing, but used it to his favor. Overreaching occurs when you throw a punch and your head goes past your feet, leaving your head exposed. Pacquiao will often reach to cover punching range, but recovered by using the momentum to take the outside angle and completely turning De La Hoya. The hard angle change made De La Hoya's counter right cross fall short every time, leaving him reaching for air. Pacquiao's godlike speed allowed him to throw double left crosses. This unconventional combo will catch De La Hoya off guard by throwing off his timing, as many don't expect the left cross to directly be followed up with another left cross. What's even more unorthodox is Pacquiao leading with 3 left power punches. There's an element of surprise with the lead cross coming from a non-traditional side, as it can be unexpected, coming before the jab. De La Hoya had no answer as Pacquiao used a straight cross to keep him at the tail end of his punches like a whip, where his punches hold the most power.
It's Floyd Mayweather for the whole fight.
Pacquiao is
Oscar De La Hoya has not.
first round, and then the second, and then the third. Mr. De La Hoya has it almost shut. Oscar not getting
Look as good at 147 as.
no, he certainly has been a great fighter throughout his career. Let's see if there's one more.
It's not often seeing the smaller man win the fight from the outside, as they usually have to work their way into the pocket to set up their punches. Pacquiao's legs and speed allowed him to dominate De La Hoya. His in and out movements, along with range changers, kept De La Hoya at bay the entire night. Pacquiao's footwork aided him to step into range faster than De La Hoya could even react, even allowing him to exit to reset position just to start it all over again. Most fighters have to set their feet in order to generate power. Not Pacquiao. His speed and explosiveness were more than enough to develop power even on the balls of his feet, further allowing him to change angles and get in and out quickly.
Tonight. And he is just to this point.
Pacquiao with 2 minutes gone here in the 5th.
Will have to just throw caution to the wind because the score.
Pacquiao in rhythm is like Goku going Super Saiyan. He was battering De La Hoya round after round with flurries of power punches. His speed alone was enough to exploit the Golden Boy's weaknesses. Looking back, it's crazy to think De La Hoya was a slight favorite going into the fight. The victory turned Pacquiao into a megastar, further adding fire to his Hall of Fame legacy.
Right now, Oscar's hurt.
Still stands and slugs with him after getting hit.
Now remember, De La Hoya is practically shut, and now he's working on the right eye of De La Hoya. Nobody's been down best with this guy. And the power shots are right downstairs. And look at Pacquiao, battle to the end.
A real close look at stopping this when, look at this action. Pacquiao, 3 shots. And when do